In more definitive news, Rabiot has rejected Manchester United to stay at Juventus. I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, at this point, I genuinely do know not know where to start. Fabrizio is saying that Man United are quite relaxed because their priority remains Mason Mount. I mean, again, I just wander into confusion and despair. I mean, we wanted Rabiot last year. We've gone for him again this year. He's rejected us twice. Our priority is Mason Mount, which makes absolutely no sense from a footballing point of view. We need a striker. We need a holding midfielder. We need a goalkeeper. We need a centre-back. We do not need desperately priority a number 8. We do not need priority a number 8. You've got Eriksen. You've got Bruno. You've got Fred. We need somebody who can do Casemiro's job. We need somebody who can score goals. And many of you think we need a goalkeeper, and I certainly think we need a centre-back. And our priority is Mason Mount. I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't. But look, it's all about opinion. A couple of updates I can put up on the screen here. Manchester United had contacts for Rabiot, but Mason Mount remains their priority. Demarcio saying that Man United target Adrian Rabiot is getting very close to extending his contract with Juventus. There is an expectation, a strong expectation from the good sources in Italy that Rabiot is going to stay at Juventus. That Manchester United did offer good wages, but he chose to go to stay at Juventus. I don't know about that. I don't know. Dale says the new kit is out. You can buy this season's shirts with Sabitzer on the back, but not Weghorst. Is that a cat out the bag? And Ray's just gifted a membership. Look, there's a couple of things I want to talk about here, and to be fair to Dale and his super chat there, you do give quite a good update, because I'm telling you now, with regards to Sabitzer, if we sign Sabitzer, I'll be devastated. I mean, what are we going to do then? We've completely fucked up the transfer window. Let's keep McTominay, Fred, and buy Sabitzer. I mean, for fuck's sake, we may as well just finish 6th now. What's that all about? I like Sabitzer, but if we sign him, that's bullshit. Because I know for a fact a month ago he was leaving and that Ten Hag didn't want him. So if we're now taking him, it's just that you may as well put a white flag up. You know, if we're going back to keep Sabitzer, we weren't keeping him a month ago. So it just shows that is going to frustrate the shit out of everybody. And also, where does Sabitzer play? He's been at the club for 6 months and nobody knows his best position. I know what his best position is when he's playing in the Bundesliga. But the Bundesliga is not the Premier League. He was here for 6 months. What was his best position? Most of the time, he seemed to play in the Eriksen role. Well, is that not what we're trying to get Mason Mount for? I don't want Sabitzer at United. It's an admission of defeat. And as much as I like the player, it would be an admission of a defeated transfer window. That bluff by United for Mount is like the worst poker player on the table trying to bluff a table of pros. We could see it from miles away, says SK. What's the latest on Casido? Would love to have him. Casemiro and Casido would be legit. We're not at Aussie Devil. The latest on Casido is we're not even bidding for Casido. Listen to what SK said there. It was the worst poker bluff in the world. We pretended we were in for Casido to try and make Chelsea shit themselves and sell us Mason Mount. But Chelsea are intelligent and have gone, they're not in for Casido because Casido's just told us, you're bluffing, you want Mason Mount, we're not going to give him to you for the price. So, carry on doing your little bluffs. But this, back to transfers, this confuses me the most. Man United had contacts for Rabiot, but Mason Mount remains the priority. And that's coming in from Fabrizio, who is very well sourced. Can somebody decipher this for me as well? I do not get that. They're completely different players. So we had talks with Rabiot, but Mason Mount's the priority. I mean, that's like, you're organising, you're organising your dad's 60th, and you need to organise the bar and tables and chairs, but your priority is the DJ. All right, I've got, you're spending all your time on the DJ. What about the drinks? What about the food? What about the tables? Like Rabiot and Mount are not. They're not two DJs. They're completely different things that solve completely different problems. So oh, we had talks with Rabiot, but Mason Mount remains the priority. That when I read that back, that's what it means to me, because they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. Apart from the fact, when we've said this numerous times, United can't do more than one deal at the same time. So it's not the fact that it's Mabiot or Mabiot. It's not the fact that it's Mount or Rabiot. They want Rabiot, they want Mount, they want Kim Min-jae, they want Harry Kane, they want Onana, but the priority is Mount. We're not working on anything else, we're just working on Mount. And it's frustrating, because that sort of message terrifies me, because Rabiot was clearly somebody what we want, but the messages were focusing on Mount. We've been focusing on Mount for 5 weeks as well. 5 weeks we've been focusing on Mason Mount. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I sort of, today, I just sort of feel that United have got to start doing something, because even I am getting to that point now where I'm sort of like, what are we doing? Like, really, what are we doing? I did expect us to get the Rabiot deal over the line, and we've been working on the Mount deal for 5 weeks. I'm tired of the same thing. Mabiot is Rabiot's mum, says Fletch. I'm tired of all the same stuff, though. Every deal we do is one at a time, and every deal we do takes 5 or 6 weeks. And I agree with Simon Heron, who says Rabiot is yet another mercenary. We've been rejected, never-ending saga. Look, I'm happy that Rabiot's not coming. I wasn't actually happy with the signing. I will always feel that there is questionable attributes to Rabiot's character. It's a bit like Jesse Lingard. You know, I saw on Sky Lingard's like, I might go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, look, I was never Lingard's biggest fan, and I think his attitude to football is questionable. To me, Lingard strikes me as the sort of person that's far more interested in TikTok and money than he is in actually creating a football legacy. That might be a bit unfair, but that's his PR. Perception is everything. It comes across to me that Lingard is about TikTok and making money. It's not about his football career anymore. And it worries me that Brandon Williams is hanging around with him, and I hope we're selling Brandon Williams, because if Brandon Williams is hanging around with someone like that, you know, it suggests that he might be the similar sort of character. So, but perception's everything. They'll you know, they've got every right to moan about that, but you know, maybe look at your PR teams, because that's how it comes across. And it's the same with Rabiot. Maybe it's unfair on Rabiot to say this, but my perception of Rabiot is that he's trouble, he's inconsistent, and he is a bit of a mercenary. So of course I'm not disappointed that we're not getting Rabiot, but on the other hand, we do need a player that in his position that can play that holding role, that can play more advanced if we need him to, and we're not going to get him. And it's a player that Erik ten Hag wanted.